going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Beat Majors channel. This is Young Heat here of the Beat Majors, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to create a West Coast melody for a West Coast beat. So let's get right into it. With West Coast beats, it's always about the sound you pick. It's always about the type of drums you pick. It's always about the bounce in the beat. Because West Coast beats, they have a certain bounce. And if you don't achieve that bounce, you will not achieve a West Coast beat, period. So I want to show you guys how I created this West Coast melody here. This beat is called The Takeover, and you can listen to this beat at youngheatbeats.com. Make sure you guys go check that out. And before I get into it, make sure you guys subscribe, make sure you guys hit the bell button, make sure you like, give this a thumbs up, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. You know what I'm saying? So let's get right into it. So for this West Coast beat, this is the sound that I started off with right here. So that's the main sound, and that sound, you can go anywhere with that, really. You didn't really have to go West Coast. Once I started adding the rest of the elements in, I knew that yes, this is gonna be a West Coast beat. So the next sound I added was the main synth, and this is what that sounds like. And that's basically like the main synth chords. So those were the chords I added on top of the actual main lead sound here that I played first. Then I added a grand piano, which sounds like this. Now with the last sound I played, those chords, I knew that I wanted to go West Coast, but once I added that grand piano right there, I knew that, yes, this is completing the West Coast sound that I am looking for. That sound right there is something that Dr. Dre would add. He would do some chords like that, kind of add those little extra pieces in there. To me, this sounds like a Dr. Dre, and if Dr. Dre and Battle Cat were to collab, that's what this sounds like. The next sound I added was an ARP. And I just kind of did like a simple little ARP melody on top of it. It's an actual ARP, but I didn't play it out the whole way. I took pieces of the ARP by just hitting it real quick and doing two different notes. And you'll see here when I play it. And that's just something simple. That sound right there is just really to accent the rest of the three sounds that I added already. I didn't want to put too much. I didn't want to do too much. So that's just accenting the chords and bringing out those other sounds. Then I added a choir, which kind of goes hand in hand with the grand piano. Like I said, I didn't want to add too many sounds, but stacking your sounds and playing the same chords is always good because it fills the track up without having to do too many top lines or trying to do too many other other chord patterns and things like that. And the choir sounds like this. And like I said, it sounds like the grand piano, so when you put the grand piano on top, listen to how they go hand in hand. And again, guys, I apologize for the static. When I'm recording my videos, I can't use my normal audio driver, so I apologize. But we'll go to the next sound, which was the brass staccato. And basically, I just used this as a hit. And this is what it sounds like. I didn't do too much with that. I just kept it normal, just one simple hit at the beginning of each every 2 bars, basically every two bars, 2 or 4 bars. It's kind of a constant thing. Not too much with that. Then I put spiccato strings in there, to kind of accent the rest of the track. This is basically like I would say my top line, because I would say the ARP or the spiccato strings can be the top line. There's not too much going on with this. This was just to give the track a little bit more body, I guess. So let's see what it sounds like. And that's pretty much all I was doing through the whole thing. And, you know, Dr. Dre would do some things like that. He would have some type of spiccato string going, a spiccato string line going or something like that. And Dr. Dre is one of my favorite producers, and that's what inspired me to make this track here, him and Battle Cat. And then I did the bass right here, and I'll let you hear what that sounds like. And that's pretty much what the bass sounds like. There's not too much going on with the bass. That bass came from Nexus, and I put a guitar rig on it. I think I only used it for a slight distortion. And then I put I used it for the precise bottom, and it has the bass amp on it, some fast compression and some EQ. And that's pretty much all I used it for. I didn't really use too much on that. I used the EQ again to kind of take out other frequencies that didn't really need to be there. Used some multiband compression, and then the R bass, of course, to bring out the harmonics. And then that's pretty much what I did on that. And I'll play I'll play the melody together. Again, I do apologize in advance for the static. Like I said, I can't use my normal interface when I'm recording, so excuse the static. But hopefully you get the point of the track. Here we go. And that's pretty much how you make a West Coast melody for a West Coast beat. Like I said, it really all depends on the type of sound you pick, especially when it comes to the drums. I'll do a part 2 video on how to program the drums and how to do the drums the right way and what type of sounds to pick. Because again, it's all about the sounds you pick. It's all about the bounce. Because without those elements, you don't have your West Coast beat. And I love West Coast. So if you guys love West Coast beats as well, make sure you leave a comment below. If you have suggestions on how to make West Coast beats and things like that, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys do to make your West Coast beats. If you're feeling this, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. And until next time, y'all, holla. You can check this beat out right here. It's called The Takeover at youngheatbeats.com. Peace.